What's good, y'all, and welcome to my movie review for Black Panther. And I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, this is now my new favorite MCU movie of all time. This is better than This is better than Thor Ragnarok, The Winter Soldier, Civil War. This is better than all of them. So let us begin. So, Black Panther is directed by Ryan Coogler, who you guys remember was also the director of Creed and Fruitvale Station, I believe is how the movie was. I've seen Fruitvale Station, still have yet to see Creed. I need to get on to that, but yeah, love that movie. And so the cast includes Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. Okay, now guys, apologies for these days because I've gone to the rest of the cast members and their names are not the easiest to pronounce, so bear with me. Lupidia. So guys, like I said, I don't know how to pronounce it. Lupitia Noigado as Nakia, and Danielle as Danya Guria as Okia, Christ, I cannot pronounce these names. Okoye, Foster, Forrest Whittaker, Daniel Kawaya as Wakaba, and Angelia Bassett as Ramnoda. Well, I butchered all those names. That probably was a mouthful. But so the plot of Black Panther is essentially after the events of Civil War, where T'Challa's father died, T'Chaka, he is now he is now the heir to the throne and has now become the king of Wakanda and the new Black Panther. Does this whole movie and of course, there's Killmonger comes in, wanting to, take over Wakanda, and yeah, that's what to wreck shit up, take over Wakanda, Then of course there's Claw in there, and yeah, tried to stay spoiler free as possible, but yeah, I didn't spoil anything. Now, like I said, this movie is without my favorite MCU movie of all time. Like, let's just talk about the cast. Chadwick Boseman, this man oh my god, he is fantastic as T'Challa. He does a fantastic job as a Black Panther. Like, it is just glorious. I couldn't keep my eyes off. Like, he was just great. I love his African accent. It was just, oh man, I just loved him as a Black Panther. And Michael B. Jordan. Let's talk about Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. Now, Killmonger, you guys probably heard a lot of great things about Killmonger, and I can confirm that they're all true. Now, he is definitely one of the best MCU villains we have gotten so far. Now, if you ask me which one I like, if he's like my favorite, I think I still like Vulture. Michael Keaton's Vulture just a little more than Killmonger, but just a little bit of that could just be because of my bias towards Spider-Man, but they're kind of like neck and neck. It's like I think Michael Keaton's Vulture gets the slight edge over Killmonger, but Michael B. Jordan still puts out a fantastic performance. He was amazing. He was just, oh man, he was just fantastic in this movie. Now, yeah, I can't say enough great things about him. He was great as Killmonger. Now let's move on to Andy Serkis as Claw. Oh my god, was he just awesome in this movie! Like, in War for the Planet of the Apes, he gave out a fantastic performance that was worthy of an Oscar as Caesar. This is kind of like the exact where he gives a fantastic performance, but it's just balls to the wall insanity. Like, I just couldn't keep my eyes on him. He was just fantastic. Now, he was just fantastic. Like Andy Serkis was just fantastic. Now, let's talk about Okoye. Oh boy, Okoye! I fucking loved her. Okoye, I seriously want Okoye as my bodyguard because this woman looks like she could tangle with Wonder Woman and put up a decent fight. Like, I don't want to give anything away because I want to keep this video spoiler-free podcast. So you guys can just go in there and just be surprised with what Okoye can do. But when she's over here, when she got her stab and she's kicking ass and taking names, oh my God, wasn't she's just so fucking badass in this movie? Like, just so like I just can't preach to them how badass she is, but she is just so badass. Like, I can't stop there. Like, I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to give up any of her fight scenes away, but just know, guys, Okoye was probably the highlight of the movie. Because whenever she was on screen, she was kicking ass, thinking like, I just love Okoye. I seriously want her as my bodyguard. She will put up a fight, because, man, was she just fantastic in this movie. Now, one other thing, now, I want to go back to Michael B. Jordan real quick, because I did talk about how he was a great film. I never really got any deal. Of course, other people have done it before for other reviews, but one thing I loved about Killmonger is that while because he's such a great film, he's one of those villains that you can see where he's coming from and kind of agree what he says, but of course he's a bad guy. You're like, I kind of see where you're coming from, but, you're still a bad guy, So that's just like another great thing I loved about Killmonger, is that you could actually kind of relate to him and kind of, see where he's coming from. Now, one other character I want to talk about is, T'Challa's sister. Now, T'Challa's sister, of course, she's being his, little sister, younger sister. Of course, she was not raised the same way as, T'Challa was. So, you kind of see a little bit of, clashing between, the old generations versus the new generation. I mean, she straight up references memes. I'm not gonna get specific on what meme she references in the movie, but when it was there, I was dying. I was like, she straight up references memes. She was just fantastic in the movie. She definitely had some great jokes. Man, I loved her. She was just absolutely fantastic as well. I cannot talk about these characters. No. Now, let's talk about the action sequences. I already mentioned how badass, shit, what was her name? Okoye, I forgot. I was like, oh, what was her name? I already talked about how badass Okoye was in the movie. Let's talk about the fight scenes featuring, T'Challa himself, the Black Panther. When, now you guys see in the trailers, that car chase sequence, oh my God, that sequence was so it's not cool. And by the way, I saw it in IMAX, so it was just that was very when he was jumping off of that, when he released all the kinetic energy. Oh no, Andy Serkis' truck and he just flipped over and he jumped on it. Then he's kind of did a little spin and landed on his sisters. Lexus. I was like, oh man, it's just And the other action sequences featuring when he's not in the when it's when it's just Michael, when it's T'Challa versus Killmonger, when they have the suits, when they're wearing their Black Panther suits, and when they're just they're not wearing their suits and they're just kind of fighting hand to hand. The choreography is great. It's filmed great. Although one thing that was weird about the movie is that this was straight up rips off Spider-Man 3. By that I mean, do you guys remember in Spider-Man 3, that fight scene where you had Peter facing off against Venom, and they were falling from the tower, and they were kind of punching each other, swinging webs at each other. That's essentially what happens in this movie between T'Challa and Killmonger, around the end of the movie when they're facing off in their Black Panther suits. And oh man, I could just talk about how great I love the design of the suit, how it just looks and just forms oh man, I can just gush about a Black Panther suit all day. That suit was just so cool looking, and just the way it just forms around him with the vibranium and shit. Oh man, it's just great. I could gush about this movie for so much long, but. Okay, so the action scene was great. Now, as you guys have probably noticed, throughout this whole video, I have been playing songs from the soundtrack. Well, the first two songs were from the soundtrack. They were from trailers, but, the rest of the time I've been playing songs from the soundtrack, and I can say that the soundtrack is fucking amazing. Whoever was the main composer for this soundtrack did a fantastic job. And the songs that played, that Kendrick Lamar did, because as you guys know, Kendrick Lamar produced the soundtrack for Black Panther, like the songs that play that he did. It's some of the greatest music I've ever seen in a movie. This is probably one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. But when it's not the songs done by Kendrick Lamar and it's got like, you know, the main composer, whoever did the rest of the music, did fantastic job. You can definitely tell that the soundtrack definitely has African influences on it, with like, you know, the way it sounds kind of has like, you know, the kind of like African feel to it. And actually, one thing I noticed is that when they were fighting in like these like royal battles where it's just like, you know, around the beginning of the movie when T'Challa first comes back to Wakanda and when he faces up against Michael B. Jordan before they face off in their suits, you know, they start, the guys, everyone there starts kind of like Loki kind of starts dancing to the music, like they're kind of like moving their shoulders up into the like I don't know why I said they're doing it, other than these songs are just lit. Like I was like like they were playing, I too was kind of a little dancing in my chair like, damn, the soundtrack's so fucking good. The soundtrack's lit. Like, I get this. Oh god. I know this video has like had like no rhyme or reason, just kind of like gushing about. Like, no, there's no script, no nothing. It's just kind of me gushing about. But like I said, I love this movie. Now, that's pretty much all I gotta say on top of the soundtrack, the characters, on top of the action sequences, the story, the villain, everything on top of. So, my final. Oh wait, one other thing. Now this is kind of low-key, I guess, kind of like a minor spoiler, I guess, because. But then again, I would consider this as much as a spoiler as Superman being in Justice League. So if you don't want to know this like kind of like minor spoiler that we probably all saw coming, skip ahead. But in case you're wondering, does Bucky Barnes, you know, the Winter Soldier, do make an appearance? Because, you know, in Civil War he was frozen in carbonite and we was like left in cryosleep at the end of the movie of Civil War. Yes, he does. But Bucky is in the movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll wait for you guys to go check it. And also, guys, there was, like every Marvel movie, there's both a post-credit scene and an end-credit scene. So, of course, you know, stay for those, of course, because they're pretty good. And yeah, so my final verdict for Black Panther, it is a 10 out of 10. Like I said, this is my favorite MCU movie of all time now. This is better than Thor Ragnarok, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Civil War, better than all of them. Let's see if Infinity War can top that. And also, guys, after this series movie, I do kind of have, like as always, when I see comic movies, I always get that itch to read the characters' comics. So, if any of you guys know any great Black Panther comic books, leave them down in the description box below. I actually did pick up one, Black Panther comic, at Barnes & Noble's when we were out. So yeah, I'll do a separate manga as well as some manga volumes. So I'll do a separate manga pickups video on that later time. And I have already recorded my top 10 most anticipated movies list. I just need, you know, edit that together. So that should be in like, I don't know, the next few days maybe, if I can get on, if I'm not lazy and I get off my ass and get started on doing that. So yeah, guys, hope you guys did the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like, links in the description box below, and as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.